What does Pathfinder mean to you? I started gaming when I was 8 or 9 years old, and the game we played back then was D&D, and it allowed me to really use my imagination to tell stories with my friends. And even though the game I play nowadays has a different name, to me it's still the same game, and it's mostly the same things I like about it. Of course, the rules of the game have changed a lot over the years, but I think with each edition the game has evolved and improved, and I think Pathfinder is the current height of that evolution. Besides the rules system, a thing I really enjoy about Pathfinder is the campaign setting, which has not only the standard elements of high fantasy like knights and wizards, but you also have daring gunslingers, you have ninjas, pirates and Vikings and so on. You have Egyptian-style adventures in Assyrian, you have Gothic horror in Ustalav and so on. The world of Golarion combines all these elements in a very imaginative way, and frankly quite amazingly it all fits together. So I think the combination of the rule system and the setting makes for a very rich environment with incredible possibilities for stories and adventures. Why do you think people should vote for you? Well, I think people should vote for the designer they think is the most capable of writing the kind of adventures they want to play. And in this competition, I think each round tests a different set of abilities, such as your grasp of game mechanics, your ability to tell a good story that fits in the world of Golarion, your mojo, creativity, innovation, whatever you want to call it, and also your ability to adapt to different kinds of challenges like making a map. And I think all these abilities are needed if you want to create a superstar quality adventure. So going back to the question, why do you think people should vote for you? I'd say that each round consistently I've been able to deliver high quality entries, and each round I've done better than the previous round. So I'm confident the adventure I write is also of high quality, and most importantly it's fun to play. Who'd win in a fight between your round 2 monster and someone armed with only your round 1 item, and why? Okay, so my round 1 item, Deck of Falling Houses, allows you to create different kinds of structures, whereas my round 2 monster, the Immured, can walk or even drag you through a wall. So it's a rather interesting matchup. The monster is really terrifying in the right kind of terrain, if you have lots of thin walls and small rooms, and it may be challenging for the opponent to place the cards in such places that they hinder the monster more than yourself. And you might think that an item that creates walls is pretty useless against a monster that goes through walls, but actually the breach ability specifies it can only go through non-magical walls. So even if you can't destroy the monster with the item, you may be able to delay it long enough to get into an open area where its abilities aren't so useful. And if you're clever enough, you can even devise a trap using the cards, such as bridging a chasm and fooling the monster into punching a card which is connected to the bridge. So I would say that the winner is the one who can better use the terrain to their advantage. I think I still have some time left, so here's extra question. What were your design goals in round 1 and 2? With my round 1 item, the deck of falling houses, I try to create something that allows you to be creative instead of spelling out all the different ways you can use it. Beyond the obvious uses, bridge, wall, tower, you can think up countless of ways of using it. You can make a pipe to divert water from a stream, and there's also a secondary effect that destroys the whole structure if one part of it is destroyed. And because of this, you can actually make different kinds of traps with it. The second effect is also a balancing factor. Any structure you can create with a standard action can also be destroyed with a standard action, assuming you can hit it hard enough. So you can possibly create 54 obstacles in one standard action. And beyond the flexible mechanics, I think the coolest thing about this item is its evocative flavor. You can easily imagine tossing a handful of cards which grow and form a bridge you run across. When the bad guys try to follow, you cast Gust of Wind and down they go. And I think the benefit of using familiar shapes and symbols, such as cards in this case, is that the reader's mind does half the work for you. So this way you can easily create evocative and memorable items and monsters and so on. As for my round 2 monster, the Immured, there was some confusion about the name and the circumstances under which these creatures are born, and I like to clarify that a bit. Besides being a synonym for imprisoned, immured also means entombed in a wall, and I think for some reason a lot of people who read the entry only remember the part about accidental collapses and didn't remember what I wrote about walling in a person as a punishment. So it's understandable that the name didn't make sense. I made a mistake by using such an obscure word and not explaining it better. Anyway, I wanted to create something very creepy and scary without actually resorting to fear effects or describing something really gruesome. I actually spent very few words on describing its appearance. And I don't think that fear comes from telling people that this looks or sounds scary. What I think makes this monster scary is that it does things that monsters don't normally do, like this loud sound of gasping it makes, which makes it easier for the player characters to notice it. Or dealing non-lethal damage. Why would an undead creature want to take you alive? Anyway, before I finish this interview, I'd like to thank the judges and the voters for all the comments and votes and support. It's been really awesome to read about your thoughts about my entries. So I hope you'll give many more comments, good or bad. I appreciate both. And I hope you'll vote for me because I think I have some really good stuff in mind for next round. So thank you.